War Robots 12.3 is here, and this update is bringing 3 very different threats to the battlefield. A brand new Yandi predator called Fang, a completely new Titan Sarraco, and then we have the return of Raven, but this time in ultimate form. And there's more. New weapons, new pilots, a new drone, and some very interesting mechanics. I don't have these new items in my hangar yet, so I can't show you gameplay today. Instead, we're going to take a detailed first look at everything we know from the current specifications, and I'll tell you which items immediately stand out to me. Let's start with Fang. Fang is a 4-legged Yandi infiltrator that looks like a mechanical scorpion, and its design immediately tells you what this robot wants to do. Get close, get aggressive, and strike before the enemy has time to react. The key mechanic here is called Sandcloak. When activated, Fang performs a dash, gains increased movement speed, and enters stealth. But there's an interesting limitation. Fang can't simply start firing while remaining invisible. Any active action other than moving or rotating the turret ends the stealth effect. And once stealth ends, Fang applies EMP and Rust to enemies inside its aiming cone. So this looks much more like a hit and run ability than a traditional stealth ability. And then we have the special edition, Omen Fang. The Omen version gets a 5% damage increase and 5% penetration increase. That doesn't sound massive on paper, but remember what Fang is designed to do: close the distance and deliver concentrated damage at short range. So those bonuses could become particularly valuable once Fang gets into brawling range. Now let's talk about the weapons, because Fang's weapon choice is going to be extremely important. The recommended setup shown for Fang is 4 Harmattan M or 4 Fahrenheit weapons. Harmattan M is a kinetic shotgun designed for short but devastating bursts. It fires its entire magazine rapidly, then requires a 7-second reload. The interesting part is that it also deals additional damage based on the target's maximum durability. The standard Harmattan M, shown here, has 2,208 damage, 350 meter range, and a 7-second reload. The Omen version increases the damage to 2,428 with its special edition bonus. So the basic idea is very clear. Fang closes the distance, activates its mechanics, and these weapons unload a huge burst at close range. There's also a new drone designed specifically around the Fang ecosystem, Scourveil. Scourveil repairs its host while the robot is in stealth, and then unleashes a burst of gunfire when the stealth window ends. Its built-in weapon is a scaled-down Harmattan shotgun. And as it levels up, it adds movement speed, regeneration during stealth, and eventually extends the EMP and Rust effects applied by Fang. That last part is especially interesting because it directly supports Fang's core ability. Fang also has a dedicated pilot, Nader Rakim. Sandguard gives Fang a temporary Aegis shield with 180,000 durability after Sandcloak ends. And Dead Calm gives Harmattan series shotguns 25% higher accuracy. So if you're planning a Fang build, the robot, weapons, drone, and pilot are clearly designed to work together. But Fang isn't the biggest addition in 12.3. That title probably belongs to Sarraco, the brand new Yandi Titan. Sarraco is described as a mobile brawler, Titan designed around continuous damage and healing block. And its primary ability is called Magnetic Storm. When activated, Sarraco creates an area of effect sandstorm around itself, damaging enemies within a 125 meter radius. But here's the scary part. Enemies hit by the storm immediately receive the maximum Rust effect, giving them a 90% healing block. The ability lasts 8 seconds with an 8-second base cooldown. That means Sarraco isn't just trying to damage you, it's trying to prevent you from recovering while it stays on top of you. And then there's the secondary ability, Mirage. Sarraco enters the roamer state, cleanses control effects, and gains a massive speed boost. When it exits roamer, it gains defense mitigation. And if you manually exit the ability early, the resistance effect lasts longer. So Sarraco looks like a Titan designed to close distance, disrupt healing, survive incoming control effects, and stay aggressively mobile. Sarraco also comes with its own weapon family, Bark Alpha and Bark Beta. These are close-range electric weapons with a wide frontal cone designed to catch enemies even when they're trying to stay elusive. and every successful hit applies a progressive slowdown effect. Bark Alpha is the alpha weapon with 2,402 damage and a 200 meter range. Bark Beta comes in at 1,602 damage with the same 200 meter range. And both weapons have a 7-second reload. The important mechanic here is that their damage ignores enemy defense systems. And Sarraco also gets a dedicated pilot, Renard Aurel. His shown skills are focused on improving Sarraco's survivability and damage potential. Defensive Portfolio gives Sarraco a 15% damage bonus and defense points after leaving Roamer. Premium Coverage increases Sarraco's maximum durability by 10%. And Do Not Disturb adds EMP to Sarraco's built-in weapon when Magnetic Storm is activated with a 5-second duration shown here. And now, the one a lot of veteran players are going to be watching very closely. Ultimate Raven. This isn't just a visual upgrade. The Ultimate Raven comes with 4 medium weapon slots, and the weapons installed on this robot cannot be destroyed. Its defense system in PvE is also increased by 50%. But the real star is the double jump ability. Raven can make 2 jumps in a chosen direction with enhanced mid-air control. And while the ability is active, Raven gets a 20% weapon damage increase for 8 seconds. But here's where Ultimate Raven gets really interesting. The ability gives Raven 2 stasis barrier charges. Each charge can completely absorb incoming damage and trigger Quantum Lock. And Ultimate Raven has an obvious weapon partner, Ultimate Atomizer. Ultimate Atomizer has unlimited ammunition, a 500 meter range, and its damage in PvE is increased by 50%. Then there's Erika Storm. Her perimeter sweep skill gives Raven an additional ability charge, while Regulated Radiance increases Atomizer damage by 15%. So again, the robot, pilot, and weapon are clearly designed as one complete package. Now here's something you need to know before getting too excited about Ultimate Raven. The robot isn't simply sitting there waiting to be claimed. The Ultimate Raven event shows Ultimate Atomizer as one of the progression requirements, with 4 pieces required, while Erika Storm is shown as the end main reward in operations. So after looking at all of these specifications, what stands out to me? Fang looks like a dedicated close-range assassin. Sandcloak gives it the tools to close the distance, while EMP and Rust punish enemies once the stealth ends. Sarraco looks even more aggressive. The combination of a 125 meter magnetic storm, 90% healing block, speed from Mirage, and defense mitigation could make this a very dangerous brawler titan. And Ultimate Raven is probably the most interesting one for me. 4 medium weapons, 2 jumps, 20% damage increase, stasis barrier charges, and quantum lock create a very different playstyle from the original Raven. But remember, these are my first impressions based on the specifications. I haven't tested these items in live battles yet, so the real question is how they perform against the current meta. War Robots 12.3 definitely has a lot going on. Fang, Sarraco, and Ultimate Raven all have very different mechanics, and I'm especially curious to see which one actually performs once we get them into battle. If you enjoyed this first look at War Robots 12.3, make sure to subscribe to RogueGamerX. I'll see you in the next battle.